New security policy for entry into Supreme Court public building eased. The Jamaican Bar Association is advising its members that the Supreme Court will be implementing a new security policy effective at the start of the term in January 2025. This new security policy will restrict the entry of public building east through the rear entrance along Temple Lane to judges, court staff, jurors and attorneys at law in possession of a GLC-issued ID. According to the association, attorneys at law who are not in possession of a GLC-issued ID will not be permitted to use the rear entrance. They will instead have to use the main entrance on King Street, where they'll be required to present a government-issued ID, and they'll be identified with a visitor's pass restricting them to a particular floor. Attorneys at law in possession of the GLC-issued ID will not be required to obtain a visitor's pass to access the various floors of the Supreme Court public building east. However, their GLC-approved ID must be prominently displayed on their person while on the building. All other persons will be required to use the main entrance on King Street, the association stated. The Jamaican Bar Association said it is in continued dialogue with the chairman of the Supreme Court Security Committee on the new policy. Trelawney Municipal Corporation ordered to clear garbage pile-up at Falmouth Market. The Falmouth Market in Trelawney could be facing closure over sanitation issues amid weeks of uncollected garbage, which has given rise to public health concerns. The Trelawney Public Health Department issued a notice on the municipal corporation on December 16 to clear the pile-up of garbage within 3 weeks. A visit to the market by reporters on Monday, more than 2 weeks after the notice was issued, revealed that the mountain of garbage remains untouched and continues to mount. Citing rat infestation and other issues, vendors and other stakeholders have called for the situation to be addressed. The garbage is a breeding ground for rats. I have to do a cleanup of rat dumping each day before I start selling. This is an unhealthy situation, a butcher at the market who asked not to be named told reporters. Food vendor Venice also bemoaned the state of the market. I lose several pounds of pumpkin when rats bite them and nobody to pay for it. The market needs proper management, she complained. Efforts to get a comment from Falmouth Mayor Colin Gager, as well as the head of the National Solid Waste Management Authority, or the Garden, were unsuccessful. Moon Palace, Jamaica, ordered to pay former worker almost $36 million for unjustifiable dismissal. Moon Palace, Jamaica has been ordered by the Industrial Dispute Tribunal to pay US $230,000 or almost $36 million to a former worker after the tribunal found that the man's dismissal was unjustifiable. The 20-page ruling was handed down on December 18. The employee, American, was dismissed in 2017. His dismissal stemmed from a disagreement he had with a director of the Mexican-owned hotel based in Ochoa, St. Anne. The gentleman said subsequent to the disagreement, which concerned decisions that would adversely impact his sales commission, he was called to a meeting and told his services would be terminated with immediate effect. He was given 3 hours to leave the hotel where he lived as an employee. However, this decision was later revised and time was given to make other arrangements for accommodation and to book a flight. The gentleman, who was employed in a sales position, was on a fixed-term contract for 1 year, which began in March 2017. He was dismissed in July 2017. The gentleman said he was called to a meeting and forced to sign a resignation letter. He said this was the only way he was guaranteed to receive outstanding commission payments owed to him. He later said Moon Palace failed to make the final of 2 payments. Moon Palace argued that the gentleman resigned from his job. The hotel said approximately 10 months later he alleged that he was unfairly dismissed. The hotel maintained that the gentleman voluntarily resigned. The IDT said having reviewed the evidence presented, it found that the gentleman was constructively dismissed with approximately 7 months remaining on his contract. Further, the IDT stated that the dismissal was unjustifiable. It said that the gentleman was not found to be in breach of his contract, that he was dismissed without the required statutory notice and was not allowed to complete his contract of employment. The IDT said he was entitled to compensation and in accordance with Section 12 of the Labor Relations and Industrial Dispute Act awarded him $230,000 in the US on compensation. Water by New Year. Member of Parliament for Trelawney Southern, Marissa Mamadi Darimpo-Philibert, is banking on the National Water Commission NWC to keep its promise yet. By New Year's Day, water will flow from taps in Stewarttown and surrounding areas. NWC customers served by the Barnstable Deep Well have been without water for about a month. There is a problem with water supply in Stewarttown because the pump that is located in Barnstable was removed in late November and it has now been repaired. I have been advised that by Wednesday, the NWC should be able to reinstate that pump and water should be regularized, Darimpo-Philibert told reporters on Monday. It is regrettable because water is life and we are all conscious of the situation and the Water Commission is doing everything it can to respond to the situation, she added. She noted that in the meantime, the NWC has been trucking water to the affected areas. Darimpo-Philibert, who expressed sympathy for residents' plight, said government is now moving to implement a system that should minimize the impact of faulty pumps. Some of them are old, but the government has been conscious of it, and I have been advised that approval was given in early December for a new program where pumps are being procured so that they can be stored as replacement pumps. When a pump breaks down or something goes wrong, the Water Commission will have one to replace it, she disclosed. The MP was asked to comment on a demand made on Sunday by Paul Patmore, the People's National Party stakeholder for Trelawney Southern, for immediate action for the government and the NWC to resolve what he described as a water crisis in Stewarttown. For years, residents have grown accustomed to receiving water at least twice weekly. However, during the recent by-election campaign, water supply temporarily improved to daily service. The relief was short-lived since November 24, the day after the election. The taps have run dry, leaving families struggling to meet even their most basic needs. The abrupt halt in water supply has heightened concerns over health, sanitization, and quality of life in the community, Patmore said in a press release. He expressed frustration on behalf of the residents. The people of Stewarttown have shown incredible patience, but enough is enough. It's unacceptable that the community has been abandoned without a consistent water supply after the elections. Access to water isn't a privilege, it's a fundamental human right, Patmore stated. However, Darimpo-Philibert countered that the interruption of the water supply had nothing to do with the by-election. There are one or two times because a pump breakdown, some mechanical reasons, there might be a surge in electricity, something happens, and we are without water and it is distressing, she told reporters. When you are without, anywhere you are, it is a distressing situation. I empathize with it, I understand it is distressing, and we're doing all that we can as we should. We should do it, and we're doing it, and we apologize and ask the persons to bear with us as we sort the problem out, she added. Remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.